Welcome to the land of Johto. So this is a two-part video. Here in part 1 I'll be focusing on Johto, and in part 2 I'll be talking about what happens in Kanto. So be sure to check that out, it'll be up in a few days. Anyhow, let's jump right into it. As you wake up, you step downstairs and your mother stops you. She hands you a Pokegear, which essentially is a smartphone before they even existed. Apparently Professor Elm was looking for you. What the hell does he want? So you step outside and a Meryl runs into you, then back to its trainer. That was Lyra, the other playable character. She's one of your acquaintances in the game. Whatever happened to Chris? So you go to the professor's lab and he gives you a Pokemon. Great! But now he wants you to go pick him up some package. Why don't you do it yourself? So you head out and Lyra is all excited about your new Pokemon. Who's this weirdo? You head west to go pick up that package when some old man dragged you around Cherry Grove City running faster than Usain Bolt. He gives you some running shoes though. Sweet. You head north until you make it to the man's house. He has a mystery egg for you. What's so mysterious about it? Professor Oak is randomly visiting and he takes one look at you and deems you worthy of a Pokedex. I swear, 10-year-olds get drafted into Pokemon research like young adults get drafted into the military. You step outside when you get a call from Elm and he's freaking out and wants you back. Fine, I guess I better go help him out. So you pass through Cherry Grove when the weirdo guy wants to battle you. After you battle you, he pushes you out of the way. He comes back shortly for his trainer ID. So, he just pushed you and accidentally slid his ID into your pocket? Talk about the worst pickpocket skills ever. So you get back to the lab and it appears that weird dude had broken in and stolen a Pokemon. This cop assumes that you were the thief. That's hilarious, but Lyra saves you. They ask you for his name since you saw his ID. His default name is Silver, so let's just go with that. After the commotion, you show Elm the egg, then he encourages you to collect all the badges. So now the game actually begins. What are they doing? Lyra shows you how to catch Pokemon, then you head north from Cherry Grove to get to Violet City. You go straight to the gym, but the leader isn't there at the moment. The man inside tells you that you have to go to Sprout Tower in the meantime. Once you get there, you have to battle your way through a bunch of sages who use nothing but Bellsprouts. When you get to the end, Silver is battling the Elder Sage. Of course he's overly violent towards the old man, then he uses an escape rope to get out. The Elder says that Silver has potential, but he's too harsh in nature. No kidding. Anyhow, you battle him and he gives you the HM for Flash. So now you escape rope out of there and head straight to the gym. You can easily skip the trainers and go straight to the leader. This is Falconer, he uses flying type Pokemon. To be honest, his Pidgeotto can be a pain in the ass. After that, he gives you the Zephyr badge. You get a call from Elm again. He wants you to meet with one of his assistants at the Pokemart to pick up an egg that you brought to him. Jeez, make up your mind, man. Some kimono lady seems really interested in the egg and asks you to take good care of it. Okay. So you head south to get to Union Cave. It's a pretty short passage that takes you to Azalea Town. Just outside of town, you see some guy in black pestering a random dude. He's a Team Rocket thug. He won't let anyone pass into the well behind him, so we're gonna need backup. You head into town and find the village tough guy named Kurt, so he runs off to take care of the rocket guy, or not. He hurt his back falling down the well, so now it's up to you to deal with Team Rocket. There's a bunch of bad guys here in the well, so you battle your way through them until you get to Proton. Turns out they were chopping off Slowpoke's tails to sell them as food. What assholes. Team Rocket had broken up 3 years ago, which was when Red broke them up in the original Red, Blue, and Yellow, and they're just now making a comeback. Once they're gone, Kurt comes down and you both leave. Now you enter the second gym, which is a spider-themed gym. You have to ride on a spinnerack over these webs. The gym's leader is a young boy named Bugsy. Gee, I wonder what type he uses. Once you're done, you have the Hive badge. Now you head east to get to your next gym challenge, but Silver stops you to battle. After the battle, you pass through Elix Forest, and some guy lost 2 of his Farfetch'd, so he wants you to help him catch them. Why don't you catch them yourself? You get the HM for Cut once you're done. Super convenient. Some kimono girl is lost in the forest. These girls are honestly just kinda strange. After you pass through the forest, you bump into Lyra and her grandparents. Her grandparents run a daycare center. Her grandma keeps insisting that you two are dating. Gotta love grandma. So you head off to Goldenrod City to find the gym leader, and of course, she's gone at the moment. The woman in front says she's at the radio tower playing some game, so let's go find her. After a little minigame quiz, she's surprised that you finished before her. Then she realizes she's supposed to be at the gym, so she heads back. Can gym leaders even get fired? Anyways, you get to the gym, and it's just a little maze with a bunch of girly girls who use normal types. When you get to her, she has that infamous milk tank that ruined many childhoods and older versions. Once you beat her, she cries like a baby. Okay, where's my badge? So you leave and a woman stops you saying that she cries every time she loses, and she'll eventually calm down. Imagine if UFC fighters cried every time they lost. But I guess she's a young girl, so I'll let it pass. Now she gives you the plain badge. Now you head north and pass through the national park where you get stopped by a small tree. A girl says that water makes the tree squirm around and asks you to grab a water pail from her sister. Great. So you head back to the floral shop, get the water pail, and spray the tree. That triggers a battle with Sudowoodo. Now you pass up north and head through Route 37 to get to Ecruteak City. Hey, the gym is open! But, as you guessed, the leader is not there. So you have to go find him at the burned tower. Before that, let's go to the dance theater. There's another Team Rocket thug messing around with the kimono girl, so you go up and battle him to get him to screw off. Afterwards, a man walks up and gives you the HM for Surf. Now we head to the burned tower. Inside, there's Entei, Raikou, and Suicune. They're all just chillin'. A guy named Eugene and the gym leader Morty are there. I guess Eugene is obsessed with catching Suicune, so he's always trying to track him down. Silver is there too. Of course he battles you, and then he walks off. Now let's go down and hang out with those Pokemon. They all immediately jump away when you get down there. Oh, where you going, friends? Suicune seems kind of friendly towards you though. So now you head to the 4th gym, the Ghost Gym. Here you cross bridges and battle against mediums. That's a sigh of relief. I was scared I'd have to face a large. So you get to the leader, and well, he has ghosts. Screw you, Gengar. Now we have the Fog Badge. So, where do we go next? So at this point of the game, for the next 3 badges, you can kind of go wherever you want. This is where you're at now. Now you can go east to Mahogany Town, or you can go west to Olivine City, and then you could surf over to Cianwood. This is completely up to you. Now the intended way would be to go to Cianwood first, then Olivine, then Mahogany. But my dumbass went to Mahogany first because I didn't know any better. So on your way east, you bump into a hiker and he freaks out because he thinks he hurt you, so he gives you the HM for strength. Anyways, you pass through Mount Mortar and then you get to Mahogany Town. So you try to go to the gym, but there's a guy standing in front of the door. He keeps talking about some guy in a cape that keeps running back and forth from town to Lake of Rage. So, I guess we better go to Lake of Rage. Oh, you son of a bitch! These rocket guys ambush you and take your money and won't let you pass unless you pay them. You don't even have a choice, it just automatically takes your money. So once you get to the Lake of Rage, there's a big old storm a-brewing and the Red Gyarados is at the center of it. As far as I know, Red Gyarados is the first guaranteed shiny in any Pokemon game. So you can catch him or KO him, it doesn't really matter, and then Lance is sitting out there waiting for you. This is Lance, the Dragon Tamer. He saw you battle that Red Gyarados, so he sees your potential, and he basically employs you to go inspect some suspicious souvenir shop just in town. He believes that they're using radio signals to force Pokemon to evolve. And just like that, you storm into the souvenir shop and bust your way into the Team Rocket hideout. After you run around like a chicken with your head cut off finding passwords, you make it to the boss's office. Now you randomly bump into Silver. How the hell did he get here? Is he part of Team Rocket? Once you get there, it's not even really the true boss, it's just an executive dressing up as the boss. It turns out that to get to the final room, you need his voice to actually talk into the microphone to open up the door. So you're kind of at a loss here, but then the Murkrow starts mimicking him. So the Murkrow leads you the way to the final door. Thanks, Murkrow! You get stopped by another executive on your way to the final room. It's a woman named Ariana. Her and some random grunt try to jump you, but then Lance jumps in and you have a double battle. So once you get inside, you find the radio system that's actually transmitting the waves that are forcing Pokemon to evolve. They're powered by a bunch of electrodes, so you and Lance split up to KO them all. It's kind of sad that you gotta KO the poor electrodes. Anyways, once you're done, there's no reason for the Team Rocket to be there anymore, so you guys just leave. And now you can actually face the gym leader. So now you're in the gym. It's a big old ice place and you gotta slide all over the floor to get to the end. You may have to battle a snowboarder here and there. Once you get to Price, the 5th gym leader, you battle him and he uses a bunch of ice Pokemon, so get them fire types ready. Once you beat him, you get the Glacier badge. So now that we have our 5th badge, which is technically our 7th badge, we gotta run all the way through Mount Border and Violet City, take our way down to Olivine City. So as soon as you get to the Olivine City gym, Silver walks out and walks up to you all disappointed. It turns out the gym leader isn't there at the moment. What the fuck? Are gym leaders ever at their gyms anymore? Anyhow, you find out that she's at the lighthouse and she's tending to a sick Pokemon. At this point, I recommend you go up through the tower and get to her and talk to her. The reason being is that you cannot pick up the medicine for that sick Pokemon unless you talk to her first. So you might as well talk to her before you head to Cianwood because there's a gym there and it just makes the most sense. So now you've made it through all that, you can finally surf your way down to Cianwood City. And don't forget to pick up that medicine. Oh hey, guess what? You get there and you go to challenge the gym leader, right? You're ready to fight. So where do you think the gym leader's at? Do you think he's there? Well, guess what? Yeah, he's actually there. Thank God, because I'm tired of this trend of gym leaders not being at their gyms. Anyhow, it's just a regular dojo. This guy is just sitting under the waterfall chilling, but you gotta go ruin it for him by stepping up and turning that waterfall off. And then he wants to battle you, he's all upset about it, and yeah, there you go, that's your 6th badge. So you're almost done at Cianwood now. If you go up north, you'll find Suicune just kicking back on this little ledge. Then Eugene comes up and wants to battle you. He thinks that battling you will help him understand what it takes to get Suicune's attention. After that, it's time to fly back to Olivine City and battle Jasmine. But before you can battle her, you gotta take the medicine back up to the tower. My Ampharos is better. So now that she's back at her gym, you go, and the 2 trainers there were actually in the tower when you were going to take the medicine to Jasmine. So if you battled them in a tower, you don't have to face them here. That's pretty cool. Anyways, now you're battling her, and she uses Steel-type Pokemon, so make sure you have your Fire types ready. Once you beat her, now you have the Mineral badge. Once you're done with all that, you get a call from Professor Elm. He tells you that there's a bunch of weird radio broadcasts going on. They're talking about Team Rocket. So I guess we gotta go to Goldenrod City and check out what's going on in the radio tower. Once you get there, you try to go upstairs, but there's a Team Rocket member standing guard. He won't let anybody pass unless they're wearing a Team Rocket outfit. So if you make your way downstairs into the underground tunnel, you can find a photo booth, and there's a Team Rocket member that's taking photos for new recruits and giving them outfits. They just assume that you're a new recruit and give you a fresh new uniform. Hell yeah. So now that you have your outfit, you go back to the radio tower to try to get past that Team Rocket guy. When Silver comes up, he blows your cover thinking you might actually be part of Team Rocket, which causes the guy to battle you. Thanks, Silver. Once Silver realizes that you're not actually part of Team Rocket and you're there to stop them, he seems to calm down in a sigh of respect. He's actually a really complicated character. I'm not sure where it's ever mentioned, but he's actually Giovanni's son. And the reason that he hates Team Rocket so bad is because after Red beat Giovanni in Pokemon Red and Blue, he went into hiding and basically left his son on his own. Slowly through this game, Silver actually progresses a lot as a character, so that's pretty cool. So your goal is to get to the top of the tower, but the problem is it's locked behind a door, so you have to find the director's card key. Once you get to the director's room, it's actually not him, it's Petrel dressed up as him. So once you beat Petrel, he basically tells you that they have the director locked up in a storage room, so now you gotta go find him. Great. So you leave the radio tower and head down to the storage room. A kimono girl walks up and says some weird shit to you. So then you go inside, and then you gotta do some strange puzzle. Or not, you have to battle Silver again. Once you get the key from the director, he basically begs you to save the radio tower. Now you can use the card key on the card key slot to open the door. You start heading up the tower and Proton ambushes you. After a quick battle, then you get ambushed by Ariana. This time you're all alone. After yet another quick battle, you finally make it to the Team Rocket boss. This is Archer. So like I mentioned before, Giovanni's been in hiding for the last 3 years. The goal of taking over the radio tower was to get Giovanni to come out of hiding and to come lead the new Team Rocket team. So Archer isn't technically the real boss, he's just trying to bring Giovanni back. Anyways, we gotta take this asshole out. We can't let him get away with this bullshit. He's not too challenging of a battle. Basically, once you beat him, he decides to completely disband Team Rocket. That seems like a waste of effort. So that wraps up the whole Team Rocket saga. Nice. So afterwards, the director walks up to you and gives you the rainbow wing. I wonder what that's for. Anyhow, now we can finally go get our 8th badge. So you go to Mahogany Town and you can finally pass by this guy. You normally can't until after you've done the radio tower stuff. And now you can go east on the Route 44 to get to the ice cave. Some guy in the cave won't let you pass until you get his item. That item is actually the HM for Waterfall though, so that's not so bad. Why did he make you get it if he was just gonna give it to you anyways? You stumble upon yet another kimono girl, and her sandals are stuck in the ice, so she can't move. So she asks you to get behind her and push her out of the ice. I think you could leave her behind, but come on man, that's just cold. Once you've made it through the ice path, now you're in Blackthorn City. Let's go get that gym leader. So once you get inside, there's a bunch of lava everywhere, and you have to push the buttons on the platforms to make it move to the right spot. There's a bunch of ace trainers in here, so now you know you're in business. By the way, who the fuck thought that putting lava in this gym was a good idea? What if you fall in? That's pretty likely considering that these platforms rotate as fast as a damn pulsar. Now this is Claire. She's the self-proclaimed best dragon tamer in the entire world. That's pretty damn bold of her. But to be fair, she is pretty strong, so I'll give her some credit. After you beat her, she doesn't even give you the badge. She's all butthurt because she thinks you won by a fluke. She's a bigger crybaby than Whitney. So she wants you to go to the Dragon Den and pass some test. It's like a test to see if you're worthy or not. It's just a bunch of generic questions. It's pretty obvious what the correct answers are. But anyhow, once you're done, she comes in to rub it into your face that you failed, but she's astonished that you actually passed. How can you not pass this test? Are you stupid? The old man is tired of her sending people to him because she can't accept defeat. So I guess she does this a lot. So the old man makes her give you the badge, and then she runs off out of embarrassment. On your way out of the den, she's out there waiting for you, and she apologizes for the way she was acting. I guess her pride is her biggest handicap. And then finally, she also gives you some words of encouragement. Her head might be in a weird place, but she's kinda cool still. Once you're done with all that, you get a call from Professor Elm. I guess he has something for you, so let's go check it out. Once you get there, he gives you the Master Ball. Hell yeah. Also, he says that 5 kimono girls were looking for you. I wonder what they want. Now you head to Ecruteak City to go to the dance theater. Now I'm well aware of the Cynthia meme where you randomly battle her in Undella Town. But for me, this is my version of that. I have so many bad memories trying to beat these damn kimono girls. The difference between this and the old games is that you have to battle all 5 kimono girls in one gauntlet. Every time you beat one, it automatically triggers the next battle, so you never get a chance to heal. Also, this means that you can't choose the Pokemon that you want to use. If you have a water Pokemon out and the next Pokemon is Jolteon, you're screwed. So it's really tricky, not to mention they're all pretty strong. Anyhow, you finally beat all 5 of them when a little girl runs in and says that a huge Pokemon flew over the bell tower. They believe that you, the person who was handed the mysterious egg, is the chosen one to see Ho-Oh. They ask you to meet them on top of the bell tower. The bell tower is a huge maze full of a bunch of jumping puzzles. You'll run into a Ghastly here and there, but it's nothing too spectacular. Once you make it to the top, the girls start doing a ritual and it makes this huge animation. It's actually really cool looking. Anyhow, once they're done, there he is, the one and only Ho-Oh. Now you can just catch or KO or run away from him. It doesn't really matter what you do at this point. Once you've dealt with Ho-Oh, well, all that's left to do is the Elite Four. So to get to the Elite Four, you have to surf right from New Bark Town. You just follow along the path, battling a bunch of trainers until you make it to the Victory Road. Now the Victory Road is interesting because there isn't any trainers in it. As far as I remember, I believe every Victory Road has had a bunch of trainers, so to be honest, that was kind of a nice change. Except for at the end, you get ambushed by Silver for one final battle. This time he's not as aggressive towards you, he more wants to battle you just to test himself. After you finish your battle with Silver, you've made it. You're at the Elite Four. Just 5 more battles and you're done. First up, you go against Will. He's a psychic user who wears a masquerade mask for some reason. Kinda reminds me of Count Chocula a little bit. Next up, you got Koga. He was originally the 7th gym leader in Pokemon Red and Blue. He's also a ninja, so that makes him automatically badass. Oh great, there's more lava. Third, you gotta face Bruno. I always get confused and think he uses rock types, but he's actually a fighting type user, so have your psychic and flying types ready. And finally, the fourth leader is Karen. This is actually fitting because she uses dark type Pokemon, and those were first introduced in the second generation, so it makes sense that the fourth leader is a dark type user. Now finally you make it to the champion, and of course, it's the one and only Lance. The one thing I don't like is he has 3 Dragonites. Why the hell does he have 3 Dragonites? That's like Kaiba with his 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. They all have the same weaknesses though, so once you take them out, you're the new champion. So after you win, the talk show host comes to try to interview you and blah blah blah. It's the same scene every time you beat the game. But Lance takes you and your Pokemon to get initiated into the Hall of Fame. One thing that's easily overlooked about this game is that Silver actually has a lot of character progression. He goes from some random street thug to being a very caring Pokemon trainer. In fact, his Golbat actually evolves into a Crobat eventually, and Golbats only evolve when their friendship is really high. I just think it's kind of cool how your character and Lance have such a big impact on this angered soul. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to look out for the next video coming out though. I'll be talking about what happens in the Kanto region because I still have 8 badges to go. Thanks again.